on protecting, not to say what to say. But all those questions can be in favor. But Vinny, the part that Adam asked the question that is partially right is in your family, if you have kids, and if you don't take a position on one side or the other, you're going to raise confused kids, okay? And trust me, it's not going to be like you're going to sit there and, well, what about this and what about this? Like, how many arguments on faith are you 100% that Jesus is God? Are you 100%?
100% believe it.
You believe it.
I believe that.
Do you know it?
I mean, that's my faith.
But faith is what?
Is my believing something that I haven't been seen, but I believe in my heart.
That's right. Me too. But it's faith. It's a risk in faith.
Of course.
Okay, you marry somebody. Are you 100% that's going to work out?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. You're going based on what? There's an element of faith, right? In certain things, you'll do business with certain people. I've been in business with a lot of people that I don't trust 100% of them. Can't say that. I'm going to go into insurance business with some guys and I trust them 100%. It's not going to be the case. But there has to be a position on what one side stands for versus what the other side stands for. And for me, having lived in Iran, and I'm going to say this continuously, and seeing what happened. By the way, they talk about Israel is the reason why the Middle East was at peace. You know why the Middle East was at peace? It wasn't Israel. It was because of the Shah of Iran. The Middle East was at peace when the Shah was in charge. That's when Iran ran the world. That's when Iran was the reason why there was nothing going on in the Middle East. The first time you ever heard the statement, Markbat Amerika, happened in 78 by Khomeini's camp. Pre-78, you would have never heard those phrases from Iran. Iran would have been somewhere like right now, you know how we're sitting there talking, saying, where are we going for Christmas? Yep. You know what the conversation would have been? Let's go to Iran. I'm being serious with you. We would have said, let's go to Iran. Let's go to Iran. Let's hang out there with the family. Let's go stay at the Four Seasons. Let's go stay at Hilton. Let's go stay by the mountains. Let's go skiing. Have you seen the skiing, what Iran looks like? You ever seen the mountains of Iran?
Ridiculous.
Have you seen what skiing Iran? Go skiing in Iran. And this is Iran. People don't realize. That is Iran. Wow. That's not Aspen. That is not, Montana. That's Iran, okay? Iran was a place that was heaven on earth until these Hezbollahs, Khomeini, these people showed up, and it changed. That is a proven case study. So as much as Israel wants to take credit for the Middle East being at peace, you know how the Shah was? Here's how the Shah was. The Shah was slightly different than even Netanyahu, because I'll take a complete different position here. The Shah got so powerful, so strong in the Middle East, that nobody wanted to fight. With Israel, every once in a while, there's what? There's fights.
Yeah. With
the Shah, top 5 military in the world, everybody's like, look, man, you do not want to cross the line with the Shah. Peace, peace, peace. And then the 25-year oil renewal contract was coming up in 1979. Hey, man, we got to make sure the Shah falls. Jimmy Carter, Shah falls. Contract, it's a mess. Then, comes Saddam Hussein, comes Khomeini, comes all this stuff. It's a mess. Ever since Jimmy Carter went to Iran to do a toast with the Shah, December 31st of 1977, the Middle East has been a shit show. Ever since. This is the toast. Rob, if you want to pull it up, Carter and the Shah. Ever since this toast, this is the day. The last time the Middle East was at peace was this day. Wow. Pull up this day. That's the day. Okay? That is the last time the Middle East was at peace. December 31st, 1977. Jimmy Carter praises Iran as a what? An island of stability. What? What'd you say? Iran an island of stability? Yes. A democratic president called Iran an island of flippin' stability. Then what happens? They leave? Hey, man, these guys are getting a little too powerful. He takes a shot at the blue-eyed people. You know what he said about the blue-eyed people? Can you pull up the video about blue-eyed people? Just type in Shah, blue-eyed people. Okay? Type in blue-eyed people. Just go to YouTube, Shah, blue-eyed people. Watch this, videos. Okay? How long is this? 53. Okay,
53 seconds.
Okay, go for it. Play this. Watch this. Audio, Rob?
Audio, shut it off.
Candidly, Your Majesty, is there no element, not of revenge, because that is not a noble impulse, but at least some element of satisfaction in seeing the giants of the West in some disarray?
Well, no, because their disarray is, I think, needs a restructure of their society.
The brown-eyed peoples are teaching the blue-eyed peoples something, is that?
Well, no, we are not teaching something. The blue-eyed people have to wake up.
Wake up to? From their
sleeping pills.
Complacency for this torpor in which they put themselves by taking maybe too many sleeping pills.
You know when he said that? You know what year that is, Rob? Is that 74 or 77? Can you see what the date is on that? It's either 74 or 77. This is the last time the Middle East was at peace. The Democratic Party, Carter, whose campaign was Human Rights Movement, which was a noble movement, good guy, caused him to fall. After he falls, what happens? The Middle East has never been at peace since December 31st of 1977. Correct. We can talk about all the stuff that we want. And even Jews sometimes want to give a lot of credit for Israel. Pre-Israel was doing what they were doing. Iran was bringing a peace. And by the way, Iran had a very good relationship with Israel. And he was not a fan of Zionists. Mm-hmm. Have you heard what he said about Zionists? Can you pull up Shah of Iran on Zionists? You've never heard what he said about this?
I may have, Pat, but I can't recall the whole thing.
Shah of Iran Zionists. Watch this. That's the one. That's the clip. It's too long, Rob. Yeah. You have to realize, I have a book coming out in September. It's a book I've been working on for 14 years. The character in the book is an Assyrian kid named Asher, whose mother is Armenian, who is about a secret society that recruits kids and develops them into future leaders of the world. As that got closer that this book was being released, in the book, one of the villains in the book is a former director of Savak. Savak is the Mossad, the CIA of Iran.
Still to this day, they're
Savak was, not after Khomeini.
Got you.
Do you know who contacted me and said I have to have a meeting with you?
Who?
The former director of Savak.
So this guy's like
And
he was
came
dangerous.
to the house, and me and my wife and this guy and his wife, he spent 8-9 hours with me. We talked about the good, bad, ugly, what happened with Iran to fall, all this stuff because of this book. Okay. Wow. And he says, how do you know me that you're depicting me as the person in the book here? Because he read the book. Somebody handed him the book. And we sat there and he says, am I the villain? Are you talking about me? And by the way, he's the main bad guy. I wrote about him as the character of the villain prior to ever talking to him or meeting him.
Wow. How did he like the book?
Oh, he couldn't believe the book when it came out. So, but the point here is, you know, sometimes Jews want to take a lot of credit for, you know, Middle East, all this. I got to tell you guys, if you're watching us a little bit on the Israeli Jews, folks, okay, you know, the Middle East was at peace when Iran was in charge. Okay, I'm just telling you. Middle East was at peace when the Shah was running Iran and everybody and their mothers would go to Iran and visit. Okay, and Mossad and Savak were closely together. Mossad, Savak, MI6, and CIA would all train each other. Just so you know, Savak was trained by Mossad, was trained by CIA, was trained by MI6. And then Iran's destroyed. Then comes, you know, the new Iran, the Hezbollahs, the Houthis, all this stuff. And then the Middle East has been a mess.
Can I respond, please?
Of course, sure.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, basically, that with